There's a suburb 30 minutes from the heart of Paris. The people there can see the city lights clearly, but none of those lights fall on where you live. You were born in that darkness. Bondy, 1998. On December 20th, 1998, in Bondy, a suburb northeast of Paris known for crime and poverty, you say hello to the world. You don't need to be that sad. In fact, you should be grateful you were born into a sports family, because when you grew up, the world would come to know you. Your father, Wilfried Mbappé, emigrated from Cameroon. Your mother, Faiza Lamari, is of Algerian origin. Two continents, two different cultures, two struggles, all brought together under one roof. Your father, Wilfried, was a coach at AS Bondy. Your mother was a former handball player. She says she played in France's first division. This household knew what sport was. This household also knew what struggle was. So at home, discipline, professionalism, and sports culture came before everything else. Bondy was a place where the unemployment rate exceeded 22%. In 2005, the suburbs rioted because of that unemployment. You were just a 6-year-old kid who didn't worry about anything. In those riots, young people were burning police cars in the streets. That was the face of France they didn't want to see, and that's where you lived. But your home was different. Every evening, your father taught you something: how to touch the ball, how to control it, how to adjust your pace. He taught you everything down to the finest detail. At a young age, just 6 years old, you joined the youth academy of AS Bondy, where your father worked. There, your incredible speed was noticed immediately. Later, Clairefontaine, France's elite football academy, selected you. Back then, you had covered every inch of your room with pictures of Cristiano Ronaldo, the player you admired. You were literally a kid who slept in a Real Madrid jersey. By the time you were 14, giants like Chelsea and Real Madrid noticed you. They invited you to their facilities, tested you there. You performed well, and they wanted you to stay. But your family refused, wanting your development to continue in France. For the first time, you said no to Real Madrid, your dream club. At 14, you chose to stay at Monaco. 2015, Monaco. At just 16 years and 347 days old, you made your first appearance. With your incredible play, you broke Thierry Henry's record, becoming Monaco's youngest ever player. 1 year later, you also took the record for the youngest goal scorer, again previously held by Henry. In the 2016-17 season, Monaco won League One. Falcao, Bernardo Silva, and you were a fantastic generation. With that generation, Monaco reached the Champions League semi-finals. You single-handedly tore apart Manchester City and Borussia Dortmund. You were only 18, and everyone said the same thing: here's the new Henry. Even Arsène Wenger said it with his own mouth. But you didn't want to be Henry. You wanted to be Mbappé and write your name in golden letters. That didn't matter. Once the system stuck a label on you, that label would be carried for you. 2017, Paris Saint-Germain. That summer, Paris Saint-Germain, the team from the city where you were born, made the Neymar transfer first. Right after that, they added you to the squad. Considering financial fair play rules, they first took you on loan, then bought you for 180 million euros. That made you the second most expensive transfer in history. This team was 30 minutes from Bondy to the center of Paris, but those two were different universes. Neymar was the most popular one there, so the two of you formed football's most expensive attacking line. But PSG had a problem. They could buy anything with money, except the Champions League, and that burden, bringing home the Champions League trophy, now fell on you. In the first years, you had great on-field chemistry with Neymar, but as you grew and turned into a global superstar, you began to understand that you needed to be the team's sole leader. Slowly, the balance inside the club started shifting from Neymar toward you. In 2022, the biggest contract in history came from your dream club, Real Madrid. When the transfer was almost done, the French president, Emmanuel Macron, stepped in. They applied political and economic pressure on you. In the end, you had to renew your contract with PSG. You weren't just given a huge salary to stay, you were also given a say in the club's transfer decisions and coaching choices. And so you became one of the people who had a voice in the club. At PSG, you literally turned into a goal machine. Even though you didn't win the Champions League, you scored 256 goals in 308 matches wearing the PSG jersey, taking the title of the club's all-time top scorer from Edinson Cavani. 2018, Russia World Cup. You are 19. You go to Russia with the French team for the World Cup. With your incredible performance, you mesmerize the spectators. France reaches the final with you. In the final, you score against Croatia, and your team, France, becomes champion of the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Because you scored in the final, you become the second youngest player to score in a World Cup final after Pelé. Since 1958, Pelé was the youngest to score in a World Cup final. No one had broken that until you did. You are also chosen as the tournament's best young player. France returns home with the championship trophy. The celebration has already begun in France. On the Bondy Municipal Building, a red banner is hung. It says, "Thank you, Kylian. All of Bondy is with you. You won the World Cup at 19. At that age, Messi hadn't won it. Your idol Ronaldo hadn't won it, and your teammate Neymar hadn't won it either. But now there's a new label on your back. Henry was gone. He had been forgotten. Now you are the new Zidane." What made Kylian Mbappé not just a good player, but a legend who wrote his name in golden letters in football history was the national team. 2022, Qatar, second final. This time you're heading to the World Cup organized in Qatar, again with the French team. You show good performances in this tournament too. Your team, France, reaches the final once again. Now Argentina stands before you. This time you have to clash with Messi. In the first half, you're absent. Your game isn't opening up. Your team is 2-0 down, and you single-handedly lift the match. In the second half, you score 2 goals against Argentina. In extra time, you score a hat-trick. A hat-trick in a World Cup final. It's not enough. The match goes to penalties. In the penalties, you lose to Messi's Argentina. You lose the championship, but you finish the tournament as top scorer with 8 goals. Argentina becomes champion. That night, you stand alone on the pitch, the golden boot in your hand, but the trophy is in someone else's hands. You are truly sad. You scored a hat-trick and you lost. How will history write this? You don't know. 2023 to 2024, the PSG war. Now you refuse to extend your contract with PSG. PSG distances you from the team. You're not taken on the preseason tour. You're sent to train with the reserve team, one of the most expensive transfers in history, running alone on the grass. This is no longer football. This is a power struggle. But still, you don't give up. PSG accuses you of breach of loyalty and demands 440 million euros from you. You file a lawsuit against them for 260 million euros in unpaid wages. It started with a beautiful game of football, then moved into lawyers' offices. 2024, Real Madrid. After years of flirting, endless transfer rumors, and the crisis between you and PSG, your contract with PSG ends in the summer of 2024. So you transfer to your childhood love and dream club, Real Madrid, as a free agent. On your presentation day, more than 80,000 fans come to the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium to see you. In front of them, you are introduced with a magnificent show reminiscent of Cristiano Ronaldo's 2009 signing ceremony. This time, you truly hope you will be happy and win your dream, the Champions League. The club you rejected at 14, the club you rejected again at 17, and now at 25, you are finally moving toward your dream. In Madrid, you wear the iconic number 9 jersey. Alongside Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham, you form one of the world's most frightening attacking lines. Now the expectations have reached a massive scale. Vinicius is on the team, Bellingham, Rodrigo. On this team, you are not the sole star, and for the first time in your life, you are part of a system. You are no longer the system itself. After you arrive in Madrid, chaos begins within the team. Your teammates don't understand each other. They almost split into groups. Some of the stars start to ignore you, but you don't pay them much attention. You just play your game. Meanwhile, the media picks you as the one who left the team trophyless and created discord. The media declares you a dictator. This makes you even angrier. 2026, World Cup at the door. Now you are 27. You're at the age where you should be at your career peak. Your legal battle with PSG is still ongoing. Your adaptation process at Real Madrid is painful. And for the 2026 World Cup, you have traveled to America with the French team. Maybe this is your second chance. Maybe you can use it as your last chance to lift that trophy. France expects this from you again, just like they expected in 2018, just like they expected in 2022, but this time it will be different. You are no longer Bondy's miracle child. You are the weight on France's shoulders. Let's see, can you bring that trophy back to France in this World Cup? Legends and truths. They say Mbappé plays for money, but he gave up a €100 million bonus to go to Real Madrid, his dream. He accepted half of his PSG salary. His childhood dream beat money. Everyone says it was easy to leave Bondy. In reality, 8 of the 23 players in France's 2018 squad were immigrant children from the suburbs. The system accepted them only as long as they won. They say scoring a hat-trick in a World Cup final and losing, that's failure. He's the 3rd player in history to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final. The other 2 are Hurst and Pelé. Losing is sometimes remembered more than winning. Many say PSG punished him unfairly. In truth, PSG is a club, but also a state investment project. Mbappé is a player, but also an asset worth hundreds of millions. This fight wasn't a football fight, it was a power fight. The end. You were born in Bondy, on the edge of a city shining 30 minutes away. Your father gave you the ball, your mother gave you discipline, and the system gave you a label. First Henry, then Zidane, then the greatest player of all time. But none of that was you. You are still searching for your own name under that label. The beautiful game isn't played in a beautiful world, and sometimes the fastest man may be carrying the heaviest load. If it were you, would you have rejected Real Madrid at 14, or would you have gone there right away? Write your answers in the comments. Let's see whose dream Real Madrid is. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss new videos.